The closest turbine to us is 808 meters. My neighbor Helen, who's not with us tonight, 707 meters. I can see 13 turbines to the southeast from my kitchen window. I can see 5 out the front bedroom windows to the north. And on our property, if you just go front of the garage, you can see pretty much all 38 from our property. So we're quite surrounded, as are our other neighbors. And I have on the 28th of November is when some of the turbines near us turned on and started, and it was 40 to 60 kV. It sounds like jets, some static on the home phone, and I called Sean, because that's what we're supposed to do, we call them, and they would do some adjusting. And within 48 hours, they're supposed to notice by the Ministry of the Environment. I called over 20 times, not once to the Ministry of the Environment to find out. The next night, my car stalled for the first time underneath our hydrolyzers. I got static on the television. Excuse me, I'll turn this. Now, I didn't sleep well those nights, and I thought, okay, I'm a little nervous about this. But I've got poor sleep I actually started poor sleep, up 2-3 times, waking up. Outside sounds like jets, awake again, and this goes on and on and on. I'm on my 5th journal. On my 5th journal of recording health changes that's occurred to myself. I had sleep disturbances. I got to get humming in my ears, then ringing in my ears. You felt like you had 5 cups of coffee, nervous, angry, irritable. My daughter, she suffered from gastrointestinal problems. My husband didn't notice things right away, and it was maybe about 4 weeks after that he started to have sleep problems as well, congestions in the sinus where he doesn't have a cold. You could sit in the lazy boy and you felt like your heart was pounding like you're running a race. Now, this went on, and by the time it got to, well, our meetings we had with them in March, April, we were asking for sleep. We just wanted some sleep. This is what's going to happen. You're going to get, their top guys will come and sit at your kitchen table. They'll come and sit in your living room, and they will tell you that they're going to do this and they're going to do that, and it doesn't make a difference. They don't do this and they don't do that, and you still have problems. Now, by the time it came to April, end of April, we were so exhausted. I was having trouble concentrating at school as well, trying to teach my lessons. I had trouble listening to the students because my ears were always kind of numb. And they did give us a billet in town for our family and 2 other families as well, not just myself, but the families. And we said, okay, you're going to do a sound study. Before you do a sound study, you should go out to the community where I live, because one of the things we've said all along is fix the mess for us, but make sure it doesn't happen to another family in rural Ontario. And it has, over and over again. And that's not right. They didn't do that. They didn't check the other families. At a meeting in October of last year, after the sound study, they said power quality was up to standard. They said that sound study was up to standard. They told us everything was up to standard. And we said, oh, okay, well then write us a letter that says our homes are safe to live in, and that will help. So the one gentleman from one of the companies said that his lawyers would kill him if he did that. And then they totally tore a strip off of David and said that we were being hypnotized and brainwashed by David, and we were 40 and 50-year-old women with gravitational humming in their heads. At that point, the meeting split up. We didn't hear from them. They were basically done with us. We kept phoning and phoning and phoning and trying to get another meeting and find out what was going on. We got sicker at the same time, even though the cable was buried. Our symptoms, as Glenn was telling you, got worse. We were reaching out to anybody and everybody we could find to help us out, and I got so sick. Oof. could go home and just do all the stuff you do at home. You could have your family events. There's something else that we passed on. The family unit for each family has been deteriorated and has been torn apart. We beg for sleep. The 4 families were billeted by the wind companies for their homes for 90 to 180 days in hotels, and rooming houses. The constant stress has broken down apart the family unit. No gatherings, few to no celebrations at home. At present, this is for Glenn's family. They live in town, separated from their home. We discourage our children, our grandparents. I don't encourage my mom, who's 80 on Saturday, to come out because she's seriously bringing in her years, and it bothers her. Extended family members, we don't encourage them to come and visit. If they do, we don't encourage them to stay very long. And our families worry about us too. So, not only has this affected our health, but it's affected our family unit, and it's affected our community. Our government was hired by us as voters to take care of us. They were hired by us with all our tax dollars to do what we would do if we had that money, do the research. That's what our government we hired are supposed to do. They're supposed to take care of us. Now you think, oh well, the health ministry will look after you. Well, wait a minute, the health ministry's service is services. They do not have health protection anymore. So our government, who we hired with our votes to take care of us, is not taking care of us, and we need to ask them to get the studies done within their, which is what they should be doing, and then set the distances if that's what's going to happen. But as far as I'm concerned, they haven't done their homework at all.